Hi everyone, this is Veronica and today we are going to talk about Lok Sabha election 2019. As you know, the dates have been announced now and we'll try to discuss it in detail and analyze. So this time election they are going to take place in 7 phases. So whether election should take place in one phase or in multiple phases. So we'll see the pros and cons for the both. For my video updates, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook. This is a channel StudyIQ. If you're preparing for any government exam, our pen drive and tablet courses are also available. For additional information, you can call on these numbers or you can visit our website too. The PDF of this lecture will be available on our website. It will be available in both the languages, Hindi and English. And as you know, these days we are having live classes on StudyIQ also. So if you're preparing for any of the following exams that you can see on the screen, you can take a screenshot and note down the timings for the section that is relevant to you. So now why it is in news? Because Lok Sabha election date has been announced. The results will be declared on 23rd May. 23rd May is a date that is 10 days before the term of current expiry of the term of current house. Okay, so election commission has said that there are around 90 crores voters this year. So you can see here the elections will take place in the 7 phases. The dates are given here. The election will take place for 543 seats. So you should know which constituency you belong or your state, like how many constituencies are there in your state. You should know that. You can comment that in the comment section. So just for example, like I belong to J&K and there the election is going to take place there for the 6 seats for the 6 constituencies. The 6 constituencies in Jammu and Kashmir are Anantnag, Baramulla, Jammu, Srinagar, Ladakh and Udhampur, right? So you can, in the comment box, you can tell me how many constituencies are there in your state and which is your constituency. So now the model code of conduct is there. It started as soon as the dates were announced. What is model code of conduct? See, there are set of guidelines which are issued by election commission that how the people who are taking part in elections, who are the candidates, how they will behave or how their conduct will be there in the public or for the official statements. So during model code of conduct, it bars the government in power from announcing any further new decisions or any new government initiatives, right? This time the assembly elections of few states like Andhra Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, Odisha and Sikkim, their state assembly elections will take place simultaneously. So you can note it down. Even J&K was expecting to have state polls also along with the Lok Sabha polls, but however they are postponed and the new decisions will be taken soon. They have given the government has given, the election commission, not the government but the election commission has given the security reason for the same for the Jammu and Kashmir state. So here is the detail of the phase-wise election schedule of the general elections 2019. You can note down this the phases in your state. Like here in Jammu Kashmir, I told you there are 6 constituencies, so it will be taken place on 11, 18, 23rd in 5 phases, right, for the 6 seats. So here is, you can also take a screenshot from this page also. So now the Lok Sabha polls, for the Lok Sabha polls, Bihar, UP and West Bengal, they will have the longest voting schedule, that is 7 phases, and 7 phases is the maximum this time. Last year it took place in 9 phases. And then J&K, the elections will be held in 5 phases. In Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Odisha, it will be held in 4 phases. In Assam and Chhattisgarh, it will be in 3 phases. In Karnataka, Manipur, Rajasthan and Tripura, it will take place in 2 phases, right? And in the remaining states, they will go for the poll on the single day. So let's see in detail little bit. The first phase of election that will take place on 11th of the April. So it will cover the maximum states, that is 20 states will be covered for 91 constituencies. In second phase, that is on 18th April, it will cover 97 constituencies across 13 states. And then the third phase is there on April 23rd. It will cover 115 constituencies in 14 states, which will be followed by 71 seats. And in the fifth states, 51 seats in 7 states, they will vote on May 6th and 6th phase and 7th phase respectively. You can see the details here. Now see, the first general election, where it is very important to note down here, like it is the first general election where 100% deployment of VVPAT units is there. So VVPAT is voter verified paper audit trail, that you can see to which party you have voted for, because earlier people were having a lot of doubts. They were like, we are voting towards a particular party, but maybe the vote is being given to another party. Something we have talked a lot about EVM hacking, but now such kind of doubts will be dispelled. Now let's try to analyze the single phase elections versus multiple phase. See, in single phase elections, the election could complete in a single day, in a single phase in different states, and in multiple phase, like right now we are having this year 7 phases. So we'll try to discuss that, because a lot of people are already arguing that to save the budget of the country, we can end up it in a single day. So we will analyze why the election commission is focusing on multiple phase. So firstly, let's see about the single phase. So obviously I'm not discussing the pros and cons separately, because what are the cons of multiple phase? They are the pros of single phase, and vice versa. First of all, see, the people say they are going for the multiple phase because there is lack of administrative capability in our countries. That is why we go for multiple phase. We cannot handle all this. Our administration cannot handle this in a single phase. Next thing is, if we will engage elections in a single phase, it will help to enable movement of the security forces easily across the country. Then some people which favor multiple phases, they say our country has a large geography, so we cannot have elections in a single phase. However, the people who like single phase, who favor single phase, they say geographical condition or geographical area cannot be an excuse, because Brazil and USA, they have a larger geography than India, and there the election ends in just 2 days. And in Indonesia, where there are many diverse groups in different communities, they end up having elections in single day only, right? So what are the cons of the multiple phase are the pros of single phase. See, in multiple phase, in long durations, the elections are carried forward for a long duration, for the months. So there are a lot of disadvantages for multiple phase. So these affect the efficiency of office works. For example, if municipal corporation will do some work, if work will be done, it will be treated as violation of model code of conduct. Then students are affected mostly because their future is affected due to delays and postponement of exam dates, since schools and colleges are used for election purpose. Then there is a political advantage to the political parties also, as there are time gap to circulate rumors in the name of leaks, influence voters, and affects the outcome of the election. So here you can see these kind of things can happen when the elections are taking place in the long phase, and single phase election could prove to be cost effective. Single phase election could help in cost effective management also. So now, as I told you, there is a lot of time gap in the election. So just let's see this. The Lok Sabha elections in Bengal this time, it will be held in 7 phases, right? This is the highest number of phases as of today. So even in Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, it's going to be in the long phases. Now you need to consider this. In Uttar Pradesh, there are 80 seats. So for UP, just see this, there are 80 seats, and the polls will take place in 7 phases. In Bengal and Bihar, in Bengal there are 42 seats, in Bihar there are 40 seats. So they are also kept in the same bracket of 7 phases, right? So nearly Bihar and Bengal are having half of the seats of Uttar Pradesh, but yet it has been kept in the same bracket. Whereas if you'll see some other states like Tamil Nadu and Maharashtra, which are having 39 and 48 seats, the poll is in single day, in 1 day in Tamil Nadu, and in 4 phases in Maharashtra. So some people from Bengal, they are obviously protesting against it, why they have kept the elections in 7 phases in here, where in Tamil Nadu almost where the same seats are there, they are having the election on a single phase, right? So however, this has been decided by Election Commission, and they have given the security reasons and the internal disturbances in the state of Bengal. But however, the Bengal government, present government, they say that yes, there were some Naxal activities before, but from the last 5 years, no such activities have been seen in the state. Anyway, let's discuss multiple phase now. What are the advantages of multiple phase? See, in a country like India, where there is such a large population, we cannot go for the single phase, we have to rely upon the multiple phase. Then election records malpractices, it makes work easy for the election officials to held it in multiple phases to prevent such kind of violence and malpractices. Then violence at the booths and various regional security threats are there. So to neglect, to null and keep these activities at minimum, we have to go for multiple phase. And then for a peaceful poll, it is decided by broad consultation that is taken into account, like for example, board exams of the students, arrival of the monsoon, deployment of the paramilitary forces, in case of violence or etc. If we need to have a peaceful poll, we need to conduct it in multiple phase in our country. And even in the states like UP, where we have seen lot of rivalries between different groups also, multiple phase is helpful for the security reasons. Moreover, there are so much population in our country, so many disturbances, rivalries, security reasons. For each of these, we need huge manpower. So we need lot of persons, security personals, arrangements are needed. We need lot of resources. Polling stations are required. Polling staff is required. Paramilitary officials are required. Law and order is the problem. So to manage this manpower and resources, multiple phase is the best option that we can go for. And rest, there are the trust issues in the states also. They do not trust their local police, state police. Everybody is demanding the central police forces, right? So even to arrange them, we need to held it in multiple phase, right? So now we'll talk about some key ways, because this time government has applied an extended model code of conduct to the social media also. So let's have a talk about these. So particularly on fake news. So to keep a check on fake news and hate speech during elections, social media platforms have appointed dedicated grievance officers to take necessary and prompt actions against the contents published on their platforms. Then it is about online political advertising also, because Google and Facebook will do verification of political advertisers this time. All expenditure of campaigning on social media is to be included in the candidates' election expenditure disclosure also, and the candidates who are going for the elections, they need to tell the election commission about their running accounts on the social media, and even there are caps, like how much money they can spend upon advertising on the social media. And then it's about model code of conduct. So it will apply to the political advertising and social media content being posted by political parties, and all candidates have to disclose their social media accounts to the election commission. Election commission has an app where citizens can provide them information about violating of MCC. So a pilot was conducted under direct supervision of commission and subsequently extended to the 5 poll going states. So in these 5 poll going states, almost 28,000 complaints were received. So a citizen can give his or her name and number, and the authority is duty bound to report back within 100 minutes and the action being taken, proposed to be taken, etc. So if a pertinent complainant feels vulnerable about, for example, large cash transactions happening somewhere and doesn't want his or her name to be revealed, the commission will get it published in the local paper so that he or she becomes aware of the action being taken and the privacy is still protected. So this time we are hopeful that when it is used pan-India, it will add another dimension to the empowerment of the citizens, right? But still there are many problems which the election commission has not taken account in. For example, the WhatsApp account. So this one platform that does not come into consideration. Then the model code of conduct that cannot apply to the political party supporters who have consistently from 2014 onwards they are campaigning for the party. So nothing has been done. Like for example, videos are there on social media, images which are created by the supporters. Then there are paid influencers influencers campaigns also. So coordinated paid political messaging should qualify as advertising and promotions too, right? Because there are many networks, ad networks like Taboola and Outbrain on the social media which do these things. And then you are all obviously expanding the model code of conduct to the major technical giants. But what about few Chinese apps and other foreign apps, for example TikTok and Hello, which are now significant in India with a large Indian audience? So hasn't the Election Commission considered them significant enough to look into social media profiles of candidates, political parties and paid campaigns by supporters on these platforms? So maybe these things need to be taken in account. So maybe next time, but yes, this time they are left out of the ambit of Election Commission Model Code of Conduct. So this is about today's lecture. If you have any query, you can contact me on anywhere on the social media. Thank you.